Yo, what up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for dropping by, man. I'm just about to dive right in and let y'all know what's going down out here in these gaming streets, man. I mean, it's been getting wild. I have been saying, PlayStation is dead. PlayStation ain't got no games. And I have been saying this since forever. I was saying this before everybody else noticed it. And now it actually caught a wave and everybody's saying the same thing that I've been saying for the past couple years already that they were scared to say. Sony been dropping the ball. Sony been doing these exclusive backdoor deals, dirty tactics, locking games down from Xbox, doing these exclusive backdoor deals, just stirring up the pot, just making the whole entire gaming industry turn against Microsoft, Nintendo, PC, cloud gaming, whoever, and just to keep putting Sony on this high pedestal. And now they hit a brick wall. They have officially hit the brick wall. They slammed into the brick wall. They have flatlined. They don't have no more great ideas because they fired everybody that had the ideas. Instead of hiring DEI and pushing all this woke trash in all of your top games, that's why Concord flopped. That's why Spider-Man 2 turned everybody off. All this woke trash that was in the game. You know what I'm saying? We've been saying this for a very long time. And now everybody is saying PlayStation ain't got no games. You know why? Because that's not what they're focused on. They're focused on, cash grabs, the remake station. They just want to keep cash grabbing with remakes and remasters and basically locking down games that were supposed to be third party, you know what I'm saying, and making it seem like PlayStation got games. And when those games flop, they can't count them. They can't add them to their tab and say, oh, this is a God of War AAA banger. You know what I'm saying? This Spider-Man, this the new Wolverine that's about to drop. This Horizon, this Uncharted, these are all, games that they can't count, So if you're locking down Final Fantasy and now that's about to be completely third party, like this finna be multi-plat. It's all outdoors. You know what I'm saying? So you can't claim Final Fantasy no more. Okay, that's checked off the list. Spider-Man, they're considering selling the IP back to Marvel because they didn't see no profit off of it. They're not growing from it. You know what I'm saying? They're stagnant. They have flatlined. They have officially flatlined, and they were just being greedy and they overdid it. You know what I'm saying? They wanted too much on their plate. Their eyes were bigger than their stomach. And all of these pony clubs like IGN, Metacritic, Gaming Award shows giving Sony all this credit that they didn't really even rightfully deserve. What about Xbox? All these AAA bangers, they didn't even really want to even mention Indiana Jones. This is what I'm saying about the gaming industry. They're so biased. That's why I don't even care. Do a new gaming show or gaming announcement even matter to the gaming media? It matters to the fan base, like the Xbox community. PC people want to know because everything is going to PC. Of course, I'm on PC. So many more other people on PC. I'm on Game Pass. I like Xbox AAA bangers. Some Sony games good, but they ain't really been dropping nothing. They ain't got no games. Like everybody keeps saying, they don't got nothing to excite nobody and to justify why they keep doing all these price hikes. They started the whole entire price hike when it came to $70 games. I knew that was a bad idea. These games were gonna start flopping because of inflation. Everybody felt like it was already in a recession before, and now we went into inflation full blast, and now you're talking about something, you're gonna raise the price on the gaming community because it makes billions and millions of dollars, and you just want a piece of that pie. And then you overshot it by buying all these exclusive games, locking all these games down, paying so much money instead of investing into your live service games that you already have, like Destiny 2 and Helldivers 2. Those games you should have put the most money in to compete with Fortnite and Apex Legends and Halo. But no. They want to be greedy. They're so full of pride and ego, and they have to just outdo Xbox and everything, and it flops. Everything has been flopping because they're being greedy. That's the problem. You're not supposed to be greedy. You're supposed to, when you play sports, and your team is on offense and the other team is on defense, they always say take what the defense gives you. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to force it. Now they had to kick a field goal. And then, because they ain't really getting no credit for all of the games that's coming out. I was just watching the video. I said, man, first of all, they're canceling all of their live service games. They canceled God of War. They canceled Horizon. They canceled Spider-Man and the Great Whale. One of their biggest AAA bangers. In reality, all they had to do was bring out Spider-Man 2 and bring out the DLC to the Spider-Man the Great Whale, because you already had a massive install base. You already forced the game on everybody by bundling the game, which would probably only sold 3 to 5 million if it wasn't bundled. So it's real funny that the game just stopped at 10 million and it didn't grow anymore. But none of the fanboys saying anything about that. Shouldn't the game be at like 20, 30 million by now? You know, after 65, 70 million consoles that they claim that's out there, which we already know half of those consoles are from scalpers. So it's 50-50. So you got to split it down the middle. So let's say around 30, 35 million people actually playing a PS5, and the rest is scalped from here to Mars. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like to talk about the scalpers. You know, PS5 was one of the most scalped consoles ever. That's why the games ain't really selling like that. That's why they don't have really that much engagement, because everybody keeps scalping all the games. Or should I say the console? You know, they tried to do Concord. They tried to scalp. Can you believe people try to actually scalp? They wanted collection editions of a flop game. Like, I guess they were trying to flip it. They try to flip anything. They were trying to flip. If I can recall, I think they were trying to flip the Portal and the VR2. They try to scout everything. See, I keep hearing everybody say, stop trying to follow the trend. Sony keep trying to follow Fortnite, Apex. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get a Power World. And then you try to do live service with all of your biggest AAA games, but you didn't have an idea of how to do it. Why don't you just make a battle royale game just like Fortnite and put all of the Sony characters in that game exactly like Fortnite and make a battle royale game? To me, that would have been a win-win. But instead of being greedy, grimy, shady, and dirty, doing all these little backdoor deals behind Xbox back, Nintendo back, PC back. See, a lot of games don't even get released on PC at first. They have to wait 6 months, a year, 2, 5 years, however long too. Sony locked down things from everybody because they feel like they're the market leaders. You know what I'm saying? But they're not really acting like a good leader right now. They're pretty much piggybacking, you know, off of third-party games that they're locking down, like timed exclusive or making them exclusive, and then the studios go out of business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a dirty tactic there. You don't want nobody to go out of business off of one game that was supposed to be multiplat. Like Stellar Blade, from what I heard, that was supposed to be multiplat. Stellar Blade was supposed to come, I think, everywhere. But, you know, Sony locked it down because they know they didn't have a bright future this generation. You know, they know that. What they should have did, instead of dropping all those games at the beginning of this generation, they should have dropped 1 or 2. That way, every other year for the next 4 years, they would have had a game at least 1 year. Like, so these games flop so bad, like Ratchet and Clank, all those games, Returnal, those games should have been all separated. And then Spider-Man. So you'd have Returnal 1 year, Ratchet and Clank the 2nd year, the 3rd year Spider-Man 2. So that would have been 3 years you would have had games. But the fact that you dropped them all at the beginning, you know, trying to stomp Xbox out because you know they didn't have nothing, now it came back to bite them. You know, and then now they're just trying to scramble around the gaming industry to lock down stuff like Black Myth Wukong, you know. But yet still they had 20 live service games that they were trying to work on. And Spider-Man and the Great Whale was the one that got canceled, which is that should have been a DLC, kind of like what Cyberpunk did when they came out with the expansion and the DLC, and kind of like what Elden Rings did with the DLC. You shouldn't have tried to make it its own thing. Like, I think that's why it flopped. Kind of like what Ubisoft is going through with, instead of Ubisoft just working on Rainbow Six and remastering and remaking that game and keep riding that wave that's popular, they want to try to, you know, expand and make 2 or 3 live service games that people ain't even asking for. You're trying to pull everybody off of Warzone, Fortnite, Apex, and Overwatch, and now Marvel's Rivals. one of the top live service games right now. I think it's probably like past 20, 25 million people already on that game because they're playing with all of their favorite characters. Like Concord, nobody want to play with these knockoff characters that they don't know. A fat Teletubby, you know what I'm saying, pushing all these woke trash agendas, DEI gang garbage that don't nobody want to play with. They knew that. They knew none of those characters looked desirable. Not one single character looked desirable. But yet still, they said that was Sony's baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap, man. Concord, a knockoff Guardians of a Galaxy. Like, come on, man. Like, man, bro, come on. We gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. Y'all saying that y'all wanted all these games to just continue to drop. Sony keep paying 200 million, 300 million. They just don't have the funding, the money, the math ain't mathing. And then they got to pay for the Spider-Man's license. Then they got to pay another 300 million to make the game. That's just, they're not bringing in enough. It's not breaking. It's probably not even breaking even. They're probably spending more money to lock that game down, and the movie for that matter. So we don't even know if they're selling the entire IP. Are they considering selling the movie back? Because the Spider-Man, they canceled the Spider-Man universe when they didn't add like Spider-Man into the Craven movie. So everybody's like, wait a minute, where's Peter Parker? At least, like, Peter Parker should have had cutscenes in these movies. Even if you didn't put Spider-Man in it, you should have had Peter Parker in those movies. So it would have gave it a little excitement. Like, okay, now it feels like it's a part of the Spider-Verse, especially at the beginning of the movie. You know, you want to, like, the beginning of the first 15, 20 minutes, Peter Parker should have been in every movie. And then they branch out and then they told a story before it would have made more sense. And then they just kind of go off and do their own thing, you know, and fight villains or whatever they got going on, you know. Or it should have been a Venom universe, you know, with Morbius and Madam Web, you know, and Kraven the Hunter. So if you're selling your IP back, that means all of that is leaving. There's no more Spider-Verse. No more, lockdown exclusive games. Well, I don't know. They may still try to lock the game down, but I don't know if they want to sell the movie or everything. But this is like the second time I heard somebody speak on that. And it was like, man, they're really considering selling it back. They're down bad because it's like they're struggling financially, probably, because it's like, okay, they were up last generation, PS4 generation. They had bangers after bangers dropping. But now it's slowed up because the games and the market went up. And now they're even talking about they're going to start charging $100 each game. I remember there was a conversation of they were going to make the next Spider-Man and they were going to break it up into like 2 or 3 different games and charge like 70 or 100. I don't know. Now I don't know, because of GTA is talking about they want to charge 100. We already know Sony's on that bandwagon. The next God of War gonna be like 150. Like, so Sony gonna milk. And Wolverine gonna be like $200 at the door. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no deals. They ain't giving nobody no deals. You ain't getting no rebates or nothing. Wolverine is gonna be at 200. That's another IP that they may have to sell back. You know, something tells me they want to lock down the X-Men movie, but I don't think Fox or somebody own it. I don't think they're gonna let go the actual movie. But they let go the game license, which is that game is going to be locked down to PS5 and PC probably on launch. But it may come to other, places, cloud gaming. It should come to cloud gaming PC at least, because you can stream on the go, which would be a really good strategy. You know what I'm saying? Because it still would be on PC and it would be live streaming on the go. So that would help them get more money. But being that they don't want to mess with Xbox, they don't want to mess with Game Pass, that's extra money wasted. That's millions, if billions of dollars are wasted. Like, they're missing out on due to their pride and ego. It's like, no, I don't like you personally, so no, I'm not going to put nothing on that console. I'm not going to put nothing on PC day one. And they're missing out on millions and billions. Now, I think they do have a new, like, CEO, new owner, that's probably willing to do more multi-plat games, because you do have Xbox getting things like Death Stranding, Final Fantasy, MLB The Show, and I think there's more games coming as well. Is it Godfall maybe? I think Godfall is coming too. So the Predator, I think the Predator now is there. on Xbox. Like, there's a few games that did come. Yeah, they're not PlayStation first party studios except MLB The Show, but we know when first party games I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the MLB that's kind of making this deal happen. They're forcing Sony to do it, just like Square Enix had to force them to do it, just like Death Stranding had to force Sony to make the games multi-plat. We're talking about, God of War, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Uncharted, The Last of Us. We're talking about why haven't, even Game Pass PC seen those games? Because you're sending them to PC anyways. So why have you unlocked it to make more money on Scream on the Go? Like, that don't make any sense. Play anywhere, That's more money for you. But they was like, oh no, if we don't lock the game down, then the console sales are going to go down. The VR2 is going to go down. The Portal is going to go down. That's what they're worrying about, locking you down to their ecosystem, because that's their gold mine. That's their bread and butter. So if you leave and go somewhere else, Sony doesn't get all that money. They have to share that money, and they're greedy. It's kind of showing too. When you got to sell license back, that means you overdid it, man. You're being too greedy, man. Just stop the cap. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let the experts explain to you what happened to Spider-Man and the Great Web.
Sony shocked fans today with an unexpected announcement. It canceled the highly anticipated Spider-Man live service game, a move that has left many in disbelief. Spider-Man is a gaming giant, a character that has captured the hearts of gamers for decades. The character has a long history of successful games, each one building on the legacy of its predecessors. From the PS2 classics to the recent PS4 hits, Spider-Man games are beloved by fans of all ages. This cancellation is a big deal, impacting a large community of dedicated players. It leaves many questions unanswered, and fans are left wondering what went wrong. Fans are eager to understand why this decision was made and what it means for the future. Sony has not released an official statement on the cancellation, adding to the mystery. However, rumors are circulating in the gaming community, each one more intriguing than the last. Some speculate about development issues, while others think it might be due to financial constraints. Others suggest a shift in Sony's overall gaming strategy, possibly moving away from live service models. The news has left a void for fans craving a new Spider-Man experience, a gap that won't be easily filled. It is a significant moment in both Spider-Man's gaming legacy and the larger world of live service games, marking an end of an era. Live service games are everywhere, becoming an integral part of the gaming world. They are a major part of the gaming landscape, influencing how we play and interact with games. These games are designed to be constantly evolving, with developers frequently adding new features and content. They offer new content, updates, and challenges regularly, keeping the gameplay fresh and exciting. This model keeps players engaged for years, encouraging them to return and invest more time. It creates a dedicated community, fostering a sense of belonging among players. Games like Fortnite and Destiny exemplify this model, thriving on continuous updates and player interaction. Ensuring the game world remains dynamic and engaging. Live service games offer a unique appeal, providing experiences that are both immersive and ever-changing. They provide ongoing experiences that evolve over time, making each play session feel new and exciting. This format allows developers to continually refine and expand their games, responding to player feedback and trends. It also creates opportunities for ongoing revenue streams, supporting the game's longevity. This is important in today's gaming market, where competition is fierce and player expectations are high. Developing AAA games is expensive, requiring significant investment in time and resources. Live service games can offset these costs, providing a sustainable model for both developers and players. The canceled Spider-Man game held immense potential. It promised to bring the web-slinger into the live service world. Imagine swinging through a constantly evolving New York City. Players could have teamed up to take down iconic villains. New suits, gadgets, and storylines could have been introduced regularly. The possibilities were endless. The game could have built on the success of previous Spider-Man titles. It could have incorporated elements from the comics and movies. This would have attracted a broad audience. The cancellation is a missed opportunity. It leaves fans wondering what could have been. It also raises questions about the future of Marvel games in the live service space. The cancellation has sent shockwaves through the gaming community. Fans are deeply disappointed and heartbroken. They took to social media to express their sadness and frustration, flooding platforms with their reactions. Many are sharing their hopes for the game, dreaming of what could have been and what might still come. Others are speculating about the reasons behind the cancellation. The impact is undeniable, sparking debates and discussions. This is not the first time a high-profile game has been canceled. Remember Scalebound? It was a highly anticipated title. It was an Xbox exclusive that many were looking forward to. It met a similar fate, leaving fans disappointed and questioning the future. These cancellations remind us that game development is complex and fraught with challenges. What does the future hold for Spider-Man in gaming? Despite setbacks, it remains bright and full of potential. Sony has confirmed that other Spider-Man projects are in development, keeping the excitement alive. Fans can still look forward to new adventures with high hopes and anticipation. Only time will tell what they will be, but the journey promises to be thrilling.